this is Rev Bev. How about a few good words about sex? Specifically, how to have sexual happiness. Now, first we must remember that all adults are moral agents. We are capable of making our own sexual choices. I'm not speaking here to children or minors or people with mental capacities that interfere with good decision making. And if you are under the influence of drugs or alcohol, you will make stupid choices, but you are still a moral agent. So in seeking sexual happiness, we have a wide variety of choices, and no single choice that is right for you will be right for anyone else. That is why Christians talk about the need for and the importance of prayerful discernment. The Bible makes our decision-making quite simple, and yet rather difficult to do. As the Hebrews were waiting for instructions, God tells the leaders, "I have set before you life or death. Choose life." God has a preference about how we live, but we make the choice. And I think we are the happiest and most fulfilled when we make good choices that help us to live righteously. But we are never coerced into it. We will be sexually happy if we experience this freedom that God gives us and then figure out which of those choices is the one that will fulfill life. And just remember that when in hindsight we realize that it wasn't the right choice, forgiveness is always at hand from a loving God. So, although there's been lots of prohibitions and restrictions and sermons and proclamations about sexuality in the Christian church down through the ages, the heart of the gospel, the Christian gospel, is freedom. We are free to follow these certain religious rules about sex and relationships or not, if we discern that they are not right for us and not life-giving. Christians teach that God's grace frees us from obeying all legalistic rules that other people have set that we need to obey. We are not robots. We do not have to conform and walk in lockstep. God made us free to decide for ourselves what is righteous, and we can get to that through our prayerful discernment. So life-affirming sexual choices are not those that are filled with guilt or shame. They make us feel good because we feel more connected to other people, and the world gets bigger and more wonderful. We're free to decide when or if and at what level a relationship is ready for sexual intimacy. We can discern the life-affirming sexual choices if there is trust and honesty and respect present. So if you are bored with vanilla sex, then you are free to choose something different. And if vanilla sex is comfortable and what pleases you, then say no to other suggestions. If you want to use erotica to stimulate your imagination, you're free to do so. But if it overwhelms you with guilt, then choose to work that out rather than violate your own conscience. If you want to try toys or costumes or games in the bedroom or someplace else, then you are free to follow your instincts. And if you don't want to be sexual, then don't be. Choose marriage or not. Choose monogamy or not. Choose BDSM or not. You can be adventuresome and curious or not. I can assure you, however, that fear is not on the life-giving path, whether it is fear of judgment or condemnation or disappointment and disapproval. The Bible is clear. God does not ever judge us for being sexual, but only for misusing it. We are not judged for our physical intimacy, but only for the abuse of the relationships. That is the meaning of the word fornication. It means sexual immorality. And Jesus was clear that immorality comes from within us. He was not so concerned about behaviors as much as he was on identifying what was happening on the inside. So in summary, finding sexual happiness is knowing that we have the freedom to decide what is best for us. Secondly, it is about taking responsibility for our own moral choices as moral agents. And then it is to choose the path that leads to life. When we are not sure which direction to go on that path, we can be clear that God will always nudge us or whisper, let's go in this direction towards life. That is the path to sexual happiness. This is Rev Bev. Remember, sex is good. Practice safe sex, and God loves you.